Welcome to another great Lunch and Learn. I'm Alexa Francis House here with the Purchasing Division. And today's Lunch and Learn will be with Irina Grimberg, who is our Information Systems Administrator here in the Purchasing Division. I'm going to go ahead and ask Irina to come on camera so she can wave to you. You guys can say hi. Hi, Irina.
Good morning, everyone.
All right, so I'm gonna give a little bit of background about Irina. She has bachelor's and master's degrees in economics and accounting from Kiev Economics and Trade University, and came to the United States from the former Soviet Union about 36 years ago. For the past 26 years, she has had extensive experience working with multiple PeopleSoft modules in technical and functional capacity. And she's been here with Broward County for almost 8 years, in particular purchasing for about 5 years, and before that, 3 years with ERP. So as always, today's Lunch and Learn session, as I mentioned before, will be recorded. You have opportunities to ask questions. If you have any burning questions, feel free to go ahead and type those in the chat and we'll address those. When Irina, kind of lets me know it's a good time to address them as well. I believe, Irina, you wanted today's session to be a little bit more interactive, so she may ask you questions, ask you to go ahead and participate at some points. So without further ado, welcome, Irina, and let's get going.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to share my screen. And yes, by the way, Alexa, thank you so much for that beautiful picture setting up Valentine's mood. Okay, let's talk about procurement dashboard. So, okay, our agenda today is we're going to do the procurement dashboard overview. We will talk about different dashboard modules or areas of the dashboard. Talk about what are the key features and benefits. Then I will do the live demo, so you will be able to see in the dashboard in greater details. And then hopefully we will have time and I'll be open for questions. So this is what you will see when you get to the procurement dashboard. And on my next slide, I will show you the links that you can actually click. And Alexa, maybe if you don't mind to put these links in the chat, so you can just follow along, and feel free to click the links. And just look for yourself how you can navigate. What I will be telling you before I start the live demo, you will be able to explore it on your own as well. Maybe that will be helpful for you. And those you see the screenshot. So on the left, this is how the dashboard looks like, the main page, and then some of the visual representation, what you will see clicking on a different bubbles on the dashboard. So what is the procurement dashboard and why was it created? Well, the dashboard is a visual tool that is designed to aggregate the data. So you can run multiple reports, you can run multiple queries in PeopleSoft. Some of the reports are provided in the different PeopleSoft tools other than queries. The dashboard allows you to have all the data aggregated in one place and having nice visual representation, and it's interactive. You can filter, you can narrow down by filtering, or you can sort and resort. The dashboard was developed by the Purchasing Division in a partnership with the Innovation Unit of the Resilient Environmental Department, and it enables real-time tracking of procurement activities, and at the same time to allow to see the historical data. The real-time, it's usually, I believe the dashboard is being refreshed because it's residing on a server. So it's being periodically refreshed with the data. I believe it's two or three times a day. The dashboard actually won 2025 NACO National Association of Counties Award, Achievement Award for Government Transparency and Innovation. We have dashboard, it has two versions. One is the public facing, and it has, as you can see on the screen, both links. So it's a public facing dashboard, and another version is internal. So internal version, the only difference that internal has a P card data information that is not very useful for the public to see. So that's why we have created two different versions. And also the public version does not allow to have data be outputted to Excel. Internal version does, and I will show you in a few minutes. Who is the main auditorium? Who was the procurement dashboard created for? Who can be interested to see the dashboard, to see this data? Of course, it's public and commissioners. It allows to have full to give the sense and provide a full transparency into how taxpayer dollars are being spent in real time. It's very useful for the vendors. They can do, it's a tool for them as to do market research to understand what county is purchasing, what are the county needs. Am I selling what county is buying? And what maybe I can change as a vendor to get the benefits of having business with the county. And of course, it's for county staff, for the agencies, for the purchasing, the ability to see specific departmental spending or roll up for high level fiscal reporting. The agencies, and you will see there is a separate area, especially for the agencies, that is more for the requisitions, because when agencies create requisitions, they don't have sometimes, unless they run reports or go and search for information, they don't have an overall pictures of what they have. So you will see that when we will go through live reporting as well. The dashboard key features and benefits. As I said, the dashboard is an interactive tool. It's a smart data-driven tool designed to slice, filter, spotlight your spending. You can narrow down your search to specific areas you're looking for, or you can see graphical representation. So as you can see here, different areas explaining those features. It's a visual data representation. You can see the charts and graphs. You can see details and more granular. You can drill down into specific data, or you can roll up for the comprehensive high-level overview. As I mentioned earlier, it's a real-time tracking. The data is being extracted from PeopleSoft. I mean, not extracted. It's basically reporting just to aggregate it together, so there is no need to navigate to different areas or to run different reports. It provides you an ability to do historical analysis, historical procurement information, categorized by fiscal year, or any other categories that you will see when we will go through the demo. It provides the strategic cost optimization and uncovers opportunities for cost saving and smarter sourcing decision. When you can see the data all in one spot, you can do better analysis and make better decisions based on that. What are the areas or modules of procurement dashboard? Vendors. It provides the comprehensive list of active and inactive suppliers that are created in PeopleSoft. And the information there includes essential data such as business address and the status. With search capabilities, you can enter the full vendor name, you can enter the partial name, and it will give you all the vendors with a similar name if you search by the partial name. Active and inactive suppliers, I think it's very useful, especially when you create a contract, to see immediately if the supplier is active or inactive. And that data can be changed from day to day because the vendor record that is being maintained by accounting is not effective dated. Today vendor can be active and tomorrow it will be inactivated. So tomorrow you will see this vendor as active and tomorrow today and tomorrow will be inactive and vice versa. So I think it's a very useful tool to go to. P-card information, you will see the detailed transaction records for purchases that made using the county's procurement cards. The data can be filtered by various criteria, fiscal year, billing date, business unit, merchant name, or even in the individual purchaser name. The contracts, you will see the repository of both fixed term, currently existing in PeopleSoft as purchase orders, and open-end procurement contracts that also can be filtered by different filters such as status, associated vendor, specific purchase order, or business unit. And just to let you know that because we don't have currently fixed contracts clearly identified in PeopleSoft, this is a part of our Sunsetting Contract Central project, where when we are live, we will be able to see exactly the fixed contracts clearly defined. Today, the way we separated open-ended contracts and fixed contracts is just by applying certain criteria on purchase orders to identify them as fixed contract. Projects, procurement-specific projects. These are the projects that are created in the project costing module of PeopleSoft, and they're managed within PeopleSoft project costing module. That includes project information with relevant purchase orders and vouchers created for them. So we extracted all the projects to the dashboard that are associated with the purchase orders. Agencies. As I mentioned earlier, the agencies area is providing the visibility to all requisitions that are submitted by the county agencies. You can see the requisition status, who is the requester, what is the pre-encumbrance balance, and the budget status. You can clearly see which requisitions today exist in error or with budget status error. That would allow agencies immediately by selecting their business units, see the whole inventory of the requisition and what is their status. Now, spend analysis. This is interactive visual representation for both purchase orders and P-card expenditures. So I just mentioned before that there is a separate area of P-card with P-card information, but we also included that included in the spend analysis, and you will see there are two different sub areas. One is for purchase orders and one for the P-card, just to show the total the overall spend. Okay, live demonstration. If you didn't get a chance yet to log into to the dashboard by using the links that Alexa put in the chat, I'm going to also now to bring the dashboard on the screen, and we will see live what I was talking about earlier.
Can you pause for a second, Irina?
Yes, sure.
Raise your hand if you got an opportunity to log into the dashboard. The goal here is that we want you to be able to kind of follow along and understand what are the benefits of the dashboard. So the very first link that I dropped in the chat, if you can go ahead and click on that and log in. We'll pause for like 2 more seconds. Okay, great. You guys can lower your hands. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Alexa. Okay, so if you are on the main page of the dashboard, you can see that it has two different areas. The main area with the different bubbles, these are the areas or modules of the dashboard that I was talking in my presentation. But that's very useful section on the side. You can see different links. And these different links, not even clicking on the links, just hovering over, you can see what these links represent. So the purchasing and financials link is taking you to PeopleSoft directly. So clicking the link, I can log into PeopleSoft. Contract Central, the same thing. You can click the link and it takes you to login page for Contract Central. Contract BPRO electronic procurement system. Today, our electronic procurement system is Bonfire. So by clicking the link, you can log in into Bonfire. Contract management. Contract management is the dashboard that was created a few years ago by the innovation unit, and it was created now currently it's pointing to PeopleSoft. Pointing to Contract Central. It was created per request from Public Works Department, but you should be able to select any business unit and you will see the information. We're not going to talk about this dashboard, but just to let you know that it exists and you can explore it on your own. The contact us information, a very useful link is how to. The how to link is actually giving you some information about what I was just talking about of each area of the dashboard. It's called procurement report because actually what it represents, it does represent the report, just the representation is more visually and more aggregated. So you can read what is a spend analysis for agencies, vendors, project, how to page, and so on. And it's also talking about various links. And I can go back to the main page by clicking Broward County Procurement. And now let's go to each area and we'll see in the greater details of what this dashboard provides. So spend analysis. As I said, there are two parts of it. You can see the spending by purchase order or spending by P cards. If we click spending by purchase orders, you see all this information that can be it's represented in different ways. You can drill down on this in this section by all the numbers. For example, if see the scientific, so that's the commodity, and it's located under the column what are we buying. So let's say you selected scientific and you see that the vendor who you're buying from, and if you go down below you see exactly what you selected. That is represented by a single purchase order. We can also click who is buying, and we see different business units. So these business units, PLA 01, and you see the amount is different because it has different other commodities other than just scientific, other categories. And you can see here, you can find all the purchase orders that created for this business unit. In these two boxes, you see the graphical representations of number of contracts from which these purchase orders are created, and you can see if they created for local or non-local vendors. You can also see the total amounts for purchase orders, and here it looks like the majority of them, the purchase orders are created only for non-local vendors for whatever reason. Now you can output this information to Excel by using the function export data. And well, I will have to talk to the developer because the underlying data is not used, so I would like it to be removed if possible. So when you click export and you open and you open the document, this is what you will see. And well, I did that earlier just to show you how the export looks like. And here you can further filter the data or sort it or group it. And you see that the sum of the purchase orders is what you just as what you just saw at for this business unit. Down below, you see the graphical representation with a comparison between different fiscal years. So that's you can also explore and see the dynamics and see how it was changing from a year to a year. Uh, right here above the main page, I mean, at the top, you can see different filters. So currently it's filtered on fiscal year 25. I can do instead fiscal year 26. You see the data will change. I can also by clicking control, I can do multiple business units and multiple fiscal years, and you will see the data pertaining. Well, I would have to refresh refresh the page, and you can see that multiple selected. So I pulled the information for multiple fiscal years. Now I can narrow this down by only, let's say, aviation business unit. So I will hold my control and I will select multiple aviation business units. So you see information pertaining to the only that belongs to the aviation business units with the and the graphics and everything will change to reflect what's currently selected. Again, as and this is for few fiscal year for all the aviation business units. You can sort it by any of the column title. So you can do it by the business unit, you can do by the POID, by the category if needed, in ascending or descending order, by the contract number, vendor, buyer, and so on. You see, where you see purchasing buyer, you know that all catalog purchase orders, when the catalog requisition is created, and order source, it's order source with the generic buyer ID on it, which is a purchasing buyer. So you know that these are the catalog requisitions, the purchase amount, and the fiscal year. The additional filters could be the category. You can select one or many commodities. You can do a partial search. If I will use abrasive, it will give me all the categories that contain the word abrasive. So as I said, you can do a partial or look for a specific category. You can search by a specific contract, by a specific vendor name, POID, all the way, or by the specific buyer. I can do clear all the filters, and then it will give me the information from the beginning of time till today. Any questions here before we go to the next area? I don't see anything in the chat. I will continue. Okay, from here I have two options. I can go back to the main page, or if I'm here, I can click spend by, and I will go to the previous page where you see two different options, spend by purchase order or spend by P card. So clicking by P card, there was not as many columns as you saw for the spending for the purchase order, just due to the nature of purchasing. So you can see who is the purchaser, what is the transaction date, the posted date, billing date, what is the merchant, what is the purchased amount, and the business unit that the purchaser belongs to. And here also you have an ability to put a criteria or put a filter and narrow down the information that is output on the screen in the grid by selecting the billing date or by business unit, merchant, purchaser. And again, by clicking the three dots and using export data, you can output information to Excel. It's very useful tool for the divisions, for the division director to see their spending, to see who is purchasing what, and the frequency, the volume, and so on. Again, all this information, the dashboard is pointing to PeopleSoft. So anything that you can find in PeopleSoft, you can find this on this dashboard here, and the data is matching. Any questions here?
Did you show how the data can be exported into
Yes.
Excel? Okay.
Yeah, we can go and export it.
And is it only exported in Excel or can it be exported in other?
No, it's
Formats.
only exported in Excel. And this is the best tool to work with anyway, because you see that all the columns already have filters, I mean, ability to filter on them, and you can select one or more or all. Whether it's a purchaser or billing date, every line, merchant, business unit, the same as you could see in a dashboard.
Is there any way to see if the P card transaction is linked to a bid?
No. No.
Okay, I don't see any other questions or anything. We want to keep moving on.
Okay, thank you. Now the next and the same thing, if you would click the P card, you would get to the same place where I was just showing. So you have two ways. It's either from spend analysis, and the reason we combine them together is just to do an analysis and to use it for more maybe more for the managers, for the directors to see everything in the same place. But also you have a P card session, P card bubble here on the screen, and hovering over, you can also see what is the P card, that the transaction refers to purchase made using procurement card, and so on. So every area has kind of a little description of what it is. Okay, going clockwise, we can now look at the contracts. And what I was saying earlier, that we have two types of the contracts. We have open-ended and we have fixed contracts. Fixed contracts today are represented by the purchase orders and PeopleSoft, and we, as I mentioned earlier, we had to apply the criteria to select specific purchase orders that represent the contracts. And so clicking here, you can see graphical representation. You can see the kind of a big pictures of purchase orders by the business unit. What is the value? And down below, the same information is represented in the grid that can be filtered or exported the way it is. The filters here are the business unit, purchase order status, and the vendor. So you can see various purchase orders, what is their status, what is the vendor for these purchase orders, and you see the count of purchase orders as of today. Okay, going back to the previous page, I'm clicking the contracts, and it takes me now. I can look at the procurement contracts. Again, you see some statistic information here, how many approved, closed, open. These are the different statuses of open-ended contracts. You can see how they're spread out among different business units. What are the purchase orders related to these contracts? Again, some statistics, how many of them, the number of vendors, what is the maximum contract amount that is pulled by using the field maximum contract amount. You see different columns here. Of course, set ID and contract ID, contract description, the status, what is the vendor with this name, what is the begin and expire day, maximum threshold amount for the at the current time, at the current term, the business unit, the initiated business unit, purchase orders created for this contract with their status, with their information, including the PO date, accounting date, and the amount. And this information can be filtered. Well, we put the filter set ID, but today we only have share, although in PeopleSoft we have another set ID for human services because at the time, back in the time, they needed to maintain their own contracts because the way they maintain it's totally different. So that area is completely isolated. I don't know if we will ever add it to the dashboard, but because their contracts are just a very small subset and they do not interfere with any of the business units used by the open-ended contracts under share set ID, we will not be displaying them. You can filter by one or more contracts using the contract title, by the status of the contracts, vendor, purchase orders, PO status, purchase order status, and the business unit. So you can narrow down, you can extract specific information based on what you're looking for. I don't see any questions in the chat, so I'm going to continue. Okay, Maribel, is there a limit to number of years as how far the data goes? Well, the limit to this year, thank you for the question, Maribel. There is no limit. This information is being extracted for all the time since the PeopleSoft was implemented in a county. So considering that PeopleSoft, I believe, was implemented back to 2016, that's the data. That's how far the data goes. Okay, because the data pre-PeopleSoft was converted in PeopleSoft, and if those purchase orders, for example, or the contracts are still existing, are still active, they are included. They're included in the PeopleSoft inventory of purchase orders and contracts, but they start as 2016. Erica, what is the accounting date represented? Very good question. So purchase order has a PO date. Let's say the purchase order is created in January of 2025. Now, by the end of the fiscal year, September 30th, 2025, this PO is not fully received. It has a balance, and the PO is requested to be rolled in the next fiscal year. At that time, the accounting date represents when the PO is created. The accounting date represents the date of creation, because at that time, when PO is budget checked, basically the budget check affects the accounting date. Now, when we are rolling purchase orders from all the prior years, the accounting date will change to the beginning. That's how we define it. We are telling the system that we will roll all purchase orders with the first date, which is October 1st of, let's say, 2025. So fiscal year 26, all purchase orders that are either created or rolled into fiscal year 26 will have fiscal year 26 accounting date. The rolled purchase orders will all have October 1st of 2025. The purchase orders that are created And fiscal year 26, once their budget checked, that will be the data, that will be the accounting date. Is that okay? Any any other questions? And please feel free to ask questions. We're talking about PeopleSoft, and that data is extracted from PeopleSoft. So please feel free to ask any questions. Okay, so going back, continuing with our dashboard, the next bubble, the next area is projects. So here you can see all projects that are associated. The way we designed this area is if the project is associated with the purchase order, it's being displayed here. So you can see there's a business unit, and the business units, it's not only BRW01 is the main business unit for the project, but you see here five different business units other than BRW01. Those are Surtax business units, and they are created for specific agencies. 22,000 is for county admin. For the map division, 50,000 transportation, 55 environmental protection, and 61,000 public works. So these projects, if selected, you will see all the Surtax projects here. And also as in the other areas, you see the graphical representation, and you see the grid that you can export. You see the project related information, what purchase orders they are created for. For some of them, vouchers are created, for some of them not yet. What is the project type, start and end date of the contract. And sometimes when we do the PO rollover, we can get an exception if we don't check the contract end date. If the contract end date, if the project expires, let's say in the current fiscal year, the purchase order is not going to be rolled in the next year unless the end date will be changed to make sure that the PO will roll. So there are many factors that are affecting purchase order, especially during the rollover time. Okay, I can do select all, so you will see everything here. Again, you should be able to search by the project type, and project status. Okay. Okay, the next is agencies. This is mostly for the agencies to see what is their requisition inventory. And it can be done by business unit, by requisition status, and by the date range. So the requisition, you can select from the beginning of time. You can select it for specific business year. Fiscal year. You can select it for current fiscal year, and filter also by the requisition name. That information can be exported, as you can see. It can be also ordered ascending or descending by each column title. You can see the requisition status, what is the date, who is the requester, what is the amount, is there any pre-encumbrance. That's very useful at the end of the year, at the end of the fiscal year, to see if there is any pre-encumbrance. It has to either be requisition needs to be canceled or reduced, or copied into the purchase order, and what is the budget status. So you can see if I would sort it by this column, you can see that there are 3 requisitions in error. There is a number of requisitions that are not budget checked, and then the rest are in the valid budget status. Any questions here? Okay, continue, and finally, vendors. So on this screen, you can see the vendors with their vendor ID, a vendor name, status, active or inactive. And as I said, there is no way to say, oh, this vendor was inactive as of January 1st and it's active now, or this vendor is when was it activated or inactivated, because the vendor master file is not effective dated. So you can see status as of now, and you can see some vendors do have addresses, some not, and those might be even converted vendors. Now you can see the country, you can see location, and here is the graphical representation and the chart. So you see what is the percentage of vendors today, local versus non-local. And if you will select the vendor status to show only active, that might change.
Irina, can you speak to how this list can be used, and especially from the agent side when you guys are preparing your contract submissions to go into Contract Central?
Well, definitely, you can come here and search for a specific vendor and pull it out on a screen, or you can using the export data function, export vendors, all these vendors to Excel, and then do your search there to see if the vendor exists. I think of looking for one vendor, it would be easier to specify the full or partial name here, and you should be able to find the vendor.
Not seeing any additional questions. I'm gonna just jump in here for a second while Irina is continuing to navigate back to the presentation. We are at the 45-minute mark right now. If there are any of you that need to jump off for whatever reason, please remember today's session is being recorded for future viewing. So if you do need to jump off, we understand, but once the video is posted to our YouTube channel, then feel free to review the rest at that time.
Thank you, Alexa. And now we're at our last few minutes. Please feel free to ask any questions. Eric, under project days to expiration tied to the contract expiration. No, if it's under projects, then it's the expiration of that specific project. Okay.
Are there any other questions? Okay.
Thank you guys, and please, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. So if you think of something else, or when you start working with a dashboard, you cannot find something, or you want any questions or suggestions, because we still appreciate the feedback. I had a conversation with Bob, and he said that maybe we can take it to the next level, and I suggested maybe we should ask for the feedback, and not only the purchasing division, but across the whole county. What would you like to see in a dashboard? What would you like to be presented, maybe in a different way? So please feel free, if you think of something, just send an email or the message. Okay, thank you. Well, thank you, everyone. And if there is no more questions, have a great day.